It's absolutely ridiculous. Cannot believe we went to Brooklyn on the wrong day, wrong time, for TakeOver and SummerSlam. And on top of that, we lost the damn tickets. I'm supposed to be a professional here. Now I'm here going to Brooklyn on the wrong day when my fans are... I need a minute. Absolutely ridiculous. Things need to change around here. I'm not even cut out for this anymore. I just don't understand what we're gonna... Wait a minute. Didn't you used to have the other ship? You know what? Forget about it. How did this happen? How did this happen, Thunder? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the more that I think about it, the more that I just don't know if I'm cut out for this. What? What? Oh, we're rolling? Have we been rolling this? Well, this is awkward. You know what? Forget about it. Forget about TakeOver. Forget about SummerSlam. Forget about Brooklyn. Let's do what we do best. Put on a show. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms! And in just 2 days, live on the WWE Network, two men will clash in a heated battle that has been built at 8 years in the making. And it will be to decide who is truly superior to the other. Also, the baddest woman on the planet goes up against Little Miss Bliss for the Raw Women's Champion. And finally, the phenomenal champion will put his title on the line against an assassin hell-bent on emotionally, psychologically, and physically destroying him. But before it's time for the baddest woman on the planet and Little Miss Bliss to come and fight. Before it is time for that phenomenal champion and the assassin to fight for that world title. Before it is time for SummerSlam. It's time for the rundown! Thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another video right here on YouTube.com, as of course, you already know who I am, Mr. Controversy, and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle known to mankind. This is the rundown for WWE SummerSlam 2018, which is streaming live in just 2 days on the WWE Network, with the pre-show starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to go over all the matches, and we're going to get into it, starting with the pre-show. We're going to start off with the Raw Tag Team titles, contested between the B Team and the Revival. I could not give a shit about this match. What I think is going to happen, and what should happen, is the Revival going in there, raising hell, and just absolutely destroying the B Team. I hope the match is somewhat competitive. I hope that it's somewhat decent. I mean, the B Team have had a horrible run. This comedy shtick is just not working. So, my prediction is for the Revival to finally put this comedy act to rest, and the Revival win the Raw Tag Team titles. Next, let's talk about Rusev and Lana versus Zelina Vega and Andrade Cien Almas. This match has actually had a pretty good build, I'm not going to lie. It's had a pretty good build. The tension is there. It's got a good storyline with characters that we actually want to see. We want to see Rusev. We want to see Almas. And it's getting them on the card. And it's getting Almas in his second major pay-per-view match. And Rusev, I like that they're putting Rusev out there as well, because this gives Rusev a good chance to shine on the grand stage of SummerSlam, even if it's on the pre-show. This is all building towards that Rusev Day dissension. So, I can see Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega taking the win some way, somehow, whether it's by Aiden English or not. Regardless, Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega are going to get that win. They're going to put an end to Rusev Day, and that is going to be that. And Rusev Day is going to split up. Andrade and Zelina to get the win. Next, let's talk about the Cruiserweight Championship match, which should not be on the pre-show whatsoever, between Drew Gulak and Cedric Alexander. This match, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again, this match is going to be better than 60% of SummerSlam's card. Bar none. I guarantee you this match is going to be probably one of the most competitive matches on SummerSlam, and probably the most underrated match of the weekend. This or EC3 versus Velveteen Dream at TakeOver Brooklyn is going to be the most underrated match of the weekend. I think that this has been a phenomenal build. I think that Drew Gulak has had a fantastic heel run. Cedric has had a flawless Cruiserweight Championship run. But now I think it's time for Cedric to hang it up. And I think that this is going to be Drew Gulak's time. I think Drew Gulak is going to, one way or another, lock in the Gulak. And Drew Gulak is going to defeat Cedric Alexander and win the Cruiserweight Championship for the first time in his career. And this, I believe, is leading to Mustafa Ali versus Drew Gulak at WWE Survivor Series or sometime later this year. Mustafa's going to be busy with the Day with Tommy. So, if Mustafa's busy with the Day with Tommy, this keeps him occupied till October. Drew Gulak will have 1 or 2 title defenses under his belt by then, and Mustafa Ali's finally going to get his big moment at the hands of his greatest rival in Drew Gulak. But as far as SummerSlam goes, Drew Gulak is winning that Cruiserweight title. Mark my words. On to the main card. Let's talk about one of the obvious ones first. Let's talk about Shinsuke and Jeff Hardy. I expect this match to be, hopefully, much better than the last 2 encounters that we got. One of them was a squash, and then the other one was interrupted by Randy Orton. Whether Randy Orton interrupts or not, I can see Shinsuke Nakamura walking away with the title. There is really no reason for Jeff Hardy to go ahead and win the title again. Jeff Hardy's had his time in the sun. This is Shinsuke Nakamura's opportunity. This is Shinsuke Nakamura's time. Shinsuke Nakamura should be holding that title to at least October. At least October. Andrade Cien Almas supposedly is going to get a big push at some point. So I can see Andrade's push coming at the hands of Shinsuke Nakamura and winning the United States title. Will it happen at Hell in a Cell? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. For all we know, it could happen at SmackDown 1000, because right now we have 3 matches confirmed for SmackDown 1000. If they want to make it even bigger with Andrade Cien Almas and Shinsuke Nakamura, even if it's heel versus heel, that would be a phenomenal match. But regardless, at SummerSlam, whether it's at Randy Orton's hands or not, Jeff Hardy's losing, and Jeff Hardy is going to take a Kinshasa, and Shinsuke Nakamura is going to retain the title. Let's talk about Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens. Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens, really, this match really is not going to captivate anyone, or at least in my eyes. I mean, the steel cage match at Extreme Rules was nothing more than a 7-minute build-up to a Mick Foley-like spot. Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens, I really just hope Braun Strowman wins. I mean, I like Kevin Owens, don't get me wrong. I think he's worthy of the Universal title, but at this rate, Braun Strowman is the guy that people have wanted for a year. He should have been Universal Champion back at No Mercy in 2017. So, Braun Strowman is going to regain his briefcase, and Braun Strowman is going to come into factor later on in the evening, which I will talk about. Let's talk about Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. I've been loving this build every single week so far. Daniel Bryan and The Miz, this program, it's not too soon. This is a very good time to start it because this could have a 3-match series which could culminate for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 35 next year. Now, as far as this match goes, I think it's going to steal the show. I think it's perhaps going to be the best match of the night. This match and AJ versus Joe has the potential of being the match of the night. I think that it is going to be a back and forth counter. It's going to be high stakes. The tension's going to be real. The electricity in the arena is going to be unparalleled. We're going to have move after move after move. We're going to have a lot of good spots, and I think Daniel Bryan is going to win this. I think Daniel Bryan is going to take the win, and I think this is going to be the start of a 3-match series. Miz is going to win at Hell in a Cell. Miz is going to win the title down the line. Bryan's going to win the Rumble, and we're going to get the rubber match at WrestleMania 35 for the WWE title. As far as SummerSlam goes, Daniel Bryan to get the win, and The Miz is going to have to... I'm sorry, bro. You're going to have to deal with defeat at SummerSlam. Next, let's talk about the SmackDown Tag Team titles with the Bludgeon Brothers and the New Day. I've been liking the Bludgeon Brothers. You can say whatever you want there. I just hope that we get a great match. I think we are going to get a great match out of the Bludgeon Brothers and the New Day. I don't really see a reason why we shouldn't. I think it's going to be a great back and forth match. I think we're going to get a somewhat of a competitive match because it can't just be a squash like the Bludgeon Brothers have been having. I think it should be better than what the club did with the Bludgeon Brothers. And if I was to call someone to win, I think I'm going to have to go with the New Day. At this rate, the Bludgeon Brothers, they've had their moment in the sun. They've held those titles since WrestleMania. And even though I don't think the New Day should have been the ones to take the titles off the Bludgeon Brothers, I thought it should have been Sanity. That would have been a much better situation. But I'm not going to be complaining too much about the New Day winning the tag titles because I thoroughly enjoy the New Day. I'm not going to lie. So, New Day to become the new tag team champions, and I think we're going to get probably... This also has the potential of being one of the best matches of the night because we all know that all 5 men, or all 4 men in this case, because it's not going to be a 3-on-2, those 2 teams are very competitive, and I think we are going to get a competitive match out of it. New Day to become new champions. What else we got in the card? I'm starting to forget things as we go along. Let's talk about the Intercontinental title match between Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins. Does it have the potential to be a great match? Yes, and I think it is going to be a great match if they book it correctly. Not like that Iron Man match, because that Iron Man match was terrible. I think that we are going to get a good match, and if I was to call someone to win, I don't think Seth Rollins is winning. I honestly don't. There have been reports going around that they're going to have Drew McIntyre turn on Dolph Ziggler. McIntyre is going to become a babyface, and we are going to get Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship at WWE Hell in a Cell. It's either going to be that, or we're going to get Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. Plans are subjected to change. I don't really know what's going to go down at Hell in a Cell. I hope it's good. But regardless, at WWE SummerSlam, I think Ambrose is going to turn heel. Ambrose has got that new heel look. He's almost got that Drew Gulak look, if I do say so. I think that Dean Ambrose is turning heel on Seth Rollins. The ref's going to get knocked down. Dean Ambrose is going to hit that dirty deeds on Seth Rollins, and Ziggler's going to retain. And Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose are going to go into a blood feud similar to Gargano and Ciampa. It's going to be the main roster's version of Gargano and Ciampa. So Dolph Ziggler to retain with a Dean Ambrose heel turn. Next, let's talk about Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. Really, what are they going to do that we haven't seen in the last two encounters? I mean, the matches were good. I'm not going to discredit them, but ultimately, the match really isn't really going to do much. So, just give Finn Balor the win. Just give Finn Balor the win. Let's move on from this, and let's get Finn Balor into title contention, whether that be for the Intercontinental or the Universal Championship. Get him in a meaningful storyline and out of this feud over short jokes with the Constable. Also, bring the biker Baron Corbin back. He does not look good in a suit. This Constable thing is terrible. Give Finn Balor the win. Let's talk about the SmackDown Women's Championship match between Charlotte Flair, champion Carmella, I can't believe Carmella's still champion, and Becky Lynch. This has the potential to be a good match. I mean, most triple threat matches and most multi-man matches are good. They have a lot of interesting spots. I would give the title to Becky. If I was doing this, I would give the title to Becky, and I would have Becky hold the title for the majority of the rest of the year. Charlotte doesn't need it. Carmella is awful. Carmella, she can't wrestle. She has go-away heel heat. She can't cut decent promos. Get the title off of Carmella. Carmella should have never held that title to begin with. And if they want to, they could go ahead with the Becky Lynch heel turn, whether she wins the title or not, though I think she should win the title. And I think that Becky Lynch is going to go into a program with Charlotte going into Evolution. Carmella's going to get a rematch at Hell in a Cell. We're going to say bye-bye Carmella, back to Jobberville. And Charlotte and Becky are going to have a great feud for the rest of the year, and I think that Becky's going to end up dropping the title to Asuka down the line, possibly at the Royal Rumble 2019. And Charlotte's going to go on to win the Women's Royal Rumble and fight Rousey. So Becky Lynch to win the title. Let's just get this out of the way, because I don't really want to talk about Roman and Lesnar too much. We all know that nobody wants to see Roman as champion. We already know that people are tired of seeing Brock Lesnar as champion, even though I prefer Lesnar holding the title to WrestleMania 40 rather than having Roman hold the title for 10 minutes. Regardless of where this match is placed, Strowman cashes in no matter who wins, whether it be Roman, whether it be Lesnar, and Strowman becomes the new Universal Champion. I really don't see any other way that match is ending, or that little segment match is ending. Unless Heyman aligns with Roman Reigns. They still could do that, but, this is WWE we're talking about. And you really think they're smart enough to do that? I don't. So, Strowman is cashing in, becoming the new Universal Champion. Next, we got the Raw Women's Championship match between Alexa Bliss and Ronda Rousey. Alexa Bliss, another one. Nobody cares about Alexa Bliss. She can't wrestle. She cuts cringy promos. She has go-away heel heat. She's the female version of Roman Reigns. Meanwhile, Carmella's the female version of Jinder Mahal. Nobody wants to see Alexa as champion because, if you do, you got a serious mental issue. But regardless of that, Rousey's winning. If it's not a 2-3 minute squash, then, WWE is doing something wrong. Alright? Nobody needs this match to go more than 4 minutes. You're not going to make a girl like Alexa Bliss look legit against a girl like Ronda Rousey. Someone who is to be taken seriously against Ronda Rousey, Asuka, Charlotte, Sasha, Bayley, Becky, Ember Moon. I think we're going to get Ember Moon and Ronda Rousey at Evolution. I think that would be a great match. But as for SummerSlam goes, give Rousey the title and let's move on. Let's move on. Get it over with. Alexa Bliss, back of the line you go. And onto the match that should main event. I don't think I missed anything. Let me think about that. Did I miss anything? I don't believe that I did. I think I got about everything. All 13. And now the main event, which should be the main event, AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. I have been very much looking forward to this match. Hopefully it's not a repeat of what we got with Styles and Nakamura at WWE WrestleMania 34. But I can see this being a very competitive match. It's going to be hard-hitting. Samoa Joe is a very heavy hitter. AJ Styles, very agile, very smooth. He's going to be obviously the underdog in this one, no matter how long he's held that title. Oh, by the way, congratulations to AJ Styles for breaking JBL's record as the longest reigning WWE champion of the modern era. And if I was to call someone to win this match, I really don't know. You know, we all want to see Samoa Joe as WWE champion, and I think Samoa Joe is going to be WWE champion, but not yet. We know this is not going to be a one-and-done situation, but how do they continue this? How do they continue it to Hell in a Cell? Because it's advertised Hell in a Cell, and it's advertised for SmackDown 1000. So if I was going to call, I think that this might end in a double countout, or AJ Styles is going to win in a fluky way. Maybe an exposed turnbuckle like what happened with Rusev at Extreme Rules. And I think AJ Styles, some way, somehow, is going to be walking out of SummerSlam with the WWE Championship still over his shoulder. And ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this edition of The Rundown. I would like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at VGJStorms. Do not forget to check out the Lightning Flash Update Part 1, which I posted earlier today. Do not forget to check out the Lightning Flash Update Part 2, which I will post yesterday, which I will post tomorrow. And do not forget to check out the Eye of the Storm with Christopher Ford. I will also post that in the description. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Storms, and this has been The Rundown. Thunder! Let's turn up the heat.